So when we're talking about linear equations, we have two different forms for the linear equation. The one that's most commonly used is the y equals mx plus b. Okay, so it's it's called the slope y-intercept form. All right. The reason why it's called slope y-intercept form is because it's easy to find the slope from it, which is m, and it's easy to locate the y-intercept, which is b. Right. So these are the equations of the line. So this is called the slope y-intercept form. Okay? The other form that we have for a linear equation would be the standard form, which is the ay plus bx plus c. So where everything is on one side, okay, and the equation is equal to 0. This is not very useful, that format. This is called the standard form. It's not very useful because you can't tell much from it, but you can always move from standard to the slope y-intercept form by rearranging your formula. Okay, which means you leave this ay on this side because you want to hold this y on one side, and then move everything else to the other side, and then divide by a. Okay, we're going to do examples like that today in the review. Okay, so I'm not going to isolate using the letters. We're going to look at this. So the equation, question number 2. You have 2x plus 5y equals 10. Now they want you, the question is asking you to write it in the, to write each equation below in slope y-intercept form. Okay? Remember slope y-intercept form, you have to have y on one side by itself, move everything else to the other side. Okay? So y is this, so the 5y. I want to leave it here, and I want to move this over. Okay? So by doing so, what happens to the 2x when I move it over? What does it become? Minus. Right? Because it's a positive, when you bring it over, it becomes a minus. So you have negative 2x plus 10. Is that fine so far? Now, I want y by itself. I can't have y with other numbers, so I want to get rid of the 5. What kind of operation is between the 5 and the 1? What? It's a multiplication. When I move it over, what does it become? Good. So that means everything is divided by 5. I'm just going to do it this way, because then you do like that. Okay? So each term on the right side is divided by 5. So my goal, I have to simplify this. If it's simple, it can be simplified. So in this case, negative 2 over 5 cannot be simplified, so I have to leave it as this. And then 10 over 5 is 2. Yes.
What's the principle that or that says y can't be simplified? Is it because they're two separate?
It's because there's nothing I can divide, like 2 and 5. They're not divisible by each other. It stays as a fraction.
It's not because one is a negative and one is a positive.
No. It's because 2, 5. There's no way that you can simplify 2 over 5. It's a decimal, right? Can't be. All right.
Yep.
So. Does this look like, does it look like this? Is it in the same format? Yes, right? So it's y by itself equal to something x plus something or minus something. So out of this equation, what does m represent? So what is the m value? Minus 2 over 5, and it is the slope. That's right. So m is negative 2 over 5, right? So that means the slope, which is m, is equal to negative 2 over 5. Do you guys remember what the slope means? What does the slope represent? rise over run, right? So it's how much you go up versus how much you go horizontally. It's also the steepness of the line, okay? If the slope is negative, which direction is the line going? Up or down? Down. Right. So that means you're going down 2 over 5. Okay? We'll talk about more about this in a bit while graphing. And what is B? What is the letter B? B is equal to 2, and it represents the y. Okay? So you see how we went from, this is semi-standard. The only difference between this and the standard is that if you bring the negative step, the 10 over, that it becomes fully standard. It becomes exactly like this, right? So what I did is I went from this to y equals mx plus b, right? By just moving stuff over, isolating for the letter y. Are we okay with this? Good. So I'm gonna do one more example with you, and then I'm gonna let you finish the other questions, okay? Let's do C. So C is 2x minus 3y plus 21 equals. What do I have to do? Leave y by itself. So what do I have to move to the other side?
2x.
Just 2x? And the 21, right? So that's going to be negative 2x minus 21. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Good. Now what's the next step?
Divide by negative 2.
Divide by negative 3. Because I want to get rid of that number that's multiplied by 1. So 2 over 3x, 2 over 3, negative 2 over negative 3. Can I simplify that? The only thing I can do is change the sign, because negative divided by negative is a positive. So the only thing I have here is that it's 2 over 3x, right? Because the two negatives cancel each other.
Right.
How about negative 21 over negative 3?
Divided.
So 3 what? That's a positive 7. That's my y equals mx plus b, right? Okay, it looks like this.
Yeah.
Right? What's the slope? 2/3. And the y-intercept? Okay? Are you guys okay with this? Can I leave you to do the rest of the questions? Okay.